What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, but I got the itch to play this game again, and so I'm probably going to be playing it a bit more, and so hopefully that means uploads, definitely more streams, because I'm really enjoying doing the decathlon challenge. But today I've got a video of doing a really weird strategy that I cooked up, as usual. I realized after doing a few games that I really don't think I'm going to PvP that much again. I can't really do that to myself again, because I don't really find enjoyment just playing against the same strategies over and over again. But I'm gonna do it every now and again. So enjoy. Later, taters. Let's do some PvP. I'm gonna be really rusty, and I'm trying out a strategy that I don't normally play. And I didn't pack any weakness counters, but I do have blade counters. I don't think I need many life pips in this matchup. So let's grab an ice pip. Maybe we fuse those right away. I don't think we need those or that. Been so long since I've had to like discard for like a proper strategy. I'm like, I don't know where to go. Don't know what to do. That's nice. I don't think we need these. I think we'll get the ice pip, do one of these, because I like that move. And then we'll get Death Pip. I don't think you need all that. I definitely am gonna bubble, especially if they're gonna aura. Yep, we will bubble because we already have a gaze in hand. I don't think we need two chameleons. Hello? There we go. Thank you, game. Thank you for being so kind to me as to letting me cast my spells. I could Starfall. The Balance Blade is also interesting. I have one item card Balance Blade. This is a death, right? They have like the exact same HP as me, dang near. This isn't a balance, right? Yeah, it is death. Okay. I don't have anything for that, really, because I'm not very intelligent. But I have a couple things. Not very many, though. I think that means we definitely get rid of that. And I'm just gonna Starfall. It's a little weird, but I think we gotta do it. Wand hit's fine. I'm keeping the shield. I want to play this kind of slow. I want to see how they play. Okay, they did bubble, which means I definitely want to wand to open up the gaze. But we also have death stuff that we want to do, so the bubble might be helpful. I think that definitely means I want to keep the shield. I don't remember what death's thing is that they get to do when I negative aura them, but I also have a weakness on, so not terribly scared. And then we've got just regular scales for damage now, since we're not adapt hydrating. However, there is some other pieces to the puzzle that I would like to get. Is this okay? I think it's a little unnecessary, if I'm being honest, but honestly, it's fine. That doesn't even get rid of the death one. Lamau. So they're still weakness. They have two shields on. I think we just scales, because those aren't they're 50 shields. Yeah, the thing is I'm still protected, so I think we will just send scales. I am gonna get the death pip though, so I don't have another scales in hand, and I have a weird plan. But this opens them up to the gaze entirely, and they're still double debuffed. It's not gonna do a ton of damage, but it's more damage than they've done. And I was gonna say I should pip conserve. Okay, I did have a pip conserve. See, I do have that, but there's another piece to the puzzle. That's the final piece. That is not the piece we're ready for yet. I think we do just gaze to take away their buff. It's open. I think it's what we have to do. They get an open Shad through a weakness aura or whatever their weakness aura hit is that I know is coming. I think I'm ditching the Chameleon for now. And I'm ditching a Dark Surge. Because it's going to be a while before I get to another Shad, and it's likely that it'll need to be Gaze. Or maybe something else. Maybe something sneaky. But I think I'm definitely going to lose without a weakness counter. I always forget something, and it's often weakness counter. Although, what would I even run? But that's good damage. And changes the bubble. If they bubble, I think I have to brace, which sucks, because then they get a good Monster Mash. But Monster Mash is much weaker than a lot of others. But ooh, never mind, I pulled a bubble. And I pulled a Spirit Shield? Could be something. Okay. Hit and bubble is just worse in this position because they're not removing any debuffs. So I will gladly take the pip disadvantage that he gave himself there. I will just bubble. And since they hit and bubble instead of regular bubbling, I think it's likely that they don't have another one. And so far, none of these have been dooms. But I should play closer attention. So I definitely didn't check. That's the secret sauce. That's the secret sauce. So I might want to Spirit Shield. But I need to build up my Shads a bit more. So I might Tower first. Tower, Brace, Spirit Shield. Just like really put up the defense here. They are continuing to get fire pips, so I think we're gonna get hit with a few skeletal dragons, but unbuffed skeletal dragons aren't gonna do anything too crazy. How quickly is my Shad get? It's going pretty fast. And we've got that. We've got the combo here. I need a lot of pips to pull off this combo, but we have it. We have the whole combo in hand. We just need him to do a couple of these. Yeah, the goal here would be to Spirit Shield. Maybe I should just weakness first. I think I'm just gonna go with the weakness first so I don't take too big of a hit, and then I Spirit Shield, so then I have the Shad to immediately steal the blades if I need to. But a single buffed death hit through a 30 weakness isn't going to be too crazy. And we have another weakness too. We have plenty of pip building moves because we need a lot of pips. We do love a pip conserve. I don't think we actually need that right now. But one more round and we'll have the Shad to snack attack. So is that just a weakness? Okay. That's concerning. So I think I'm gonna brace first because a Monster Mash isn't doing that much, and anything else through 2 debuffs I think I'm fine with. Okay, now that we have multiple shields and the Shad, I think we're gonna shield up, force another... Yeah, I don't care about that. I plan on using a hit to remove that. I'm glad they didn't put a spirit weakness on me. That would have been much worse. I think we might be able to pull this off. If we can get them to keep using the this Pyre Dragon, then we can really get some things done here. But he's not getting the pips for it, is the slight problem. But you don't want to overshield because then they Elephant. I just want them to get 3 blades. So maybe in the meantime we get pips for that. What is this? Just a bubble? Okay. I don't really need to debuff again. And that's kind of all I have. Maybe since I'm ahead by so much, I'm gonna be sad if I Magenspiel and they Pyre. So let's really incentivize the Pyre. Let's try to make Pyre look like a really good move. So it gets rid of all of these debuffs and buffs. But I do think I should be getting an ice and a life pip. Okay, sure. Smells something fishy, I suppose. We'll Starfall that. Because if they do Pyre, I want them to be open. Chameleon Clash. Could be something. Still no Pyre Dragon, just a wand. I think that means I'm just going to Mockenspiel. Because I don't want to sit on max pips. And we're getting the Shad back soon. I will Spirit Shield again to try to bait another Pyre. That is a 45. That does kind of suck, but just making sure that they can't hit me well is what I'm worried about right now. I'd like to pull some more bubbles, if anything. I don't need a second snack attack. That I know for sure. But yeah, I think we Spirit Shield here to try to bait the Pyre. But then we need to shield again. If they single blade in any way, that's a good move. Interesting. Well, that means I'm not really... They're not going to Pyre anytime soon. Which is kind of annoying. But that's a very weak hit. So I guess we just Scales because they're still debuffed twice? That's the thing with weird strategies. You can't anticipate people doing anything. I think I'm going to keep this. I'm gonna get another Ice Pip. I think we're gonna Scales, and then we'll probably Brace or Bubble if we can pull one. But they're still currently double debuffed, so I'm not worried about them. Just playing the nice slow control game. Sure. I think I have a Hydra, so these weaknesses might come into play there, but I have a feeling they're meant to be gambited. Don't need that. I think it's very likely that we just Brace here. Unless they single blade, and then we Scarab. I do want a life pip, though. I only have, like, 2 Scales left, though, because I used 2 and discarded 1. I'm only running 5 at the moment. Okay. Yeah, we'll just Brace. Brace is fine. If they want to waste another Monster Mash, they can do that. How much longer on this? Okay. Yeah, we'll just do it. It's fine. The question is, what is their plan right now? To just spam, like, whatever the... Avenging Fossil? Is it Avenging Fossil spam? Because if they negative aura me, this is very strong. This is very strong right now anyway. What is this? Okay, sure. It's annoying. I guess we don't have anything for that. But we do have Hydra eventually, so I guess this is gonna go. But this into this is still very strong. So I think we negative aura. They can't get rid of both auras at once. And then we shield and try to get them to Pyre. I want them to pyre. We might just have to send another Mockenspiel. I did not need another life pip. But yeah, we Spirit Shield next, go to full pips, pray that they pyre. What is this? I don't really care. They're not getting fire pips to pyre. Which makes me think they don't have a pyre in hand, but this is a fine move. If they ghoul, I steal the blade, and then I have a very strong blade. Don't need that. They pyre anyway? Okay, they pyred anyway. They didn't have the proper pips for it, but this is the opportunity we've been waiting for. We're going to steal those blades and then get a double buffed Chameleon. We could have technically still sent the Oni. It might have still been worth it, but I think the snack attack is still an incredibly good move here. That did very little. They're still double debuffed. And now I get to snack attack and threaten either a Chameleon or a Mockenspiel. I don't think I want that, though. And if I'm snack attacking, I don't want that. But that gets rid of my weakness, steals 3 of their blades. I hope this does more than 4 damage. The visual error is concerning me, but we will take those. However, if they just have like a skeletal dragon, we could be in some trouble. But we're threatening a very strong hit here. And we took away their buffs, more importantly. Got a bubble. I think we'll Chameleon next. If they do have a skeletal dragon, we probably re-brace and try to go for another snack attack. Oh, it used the blade, so I only have 2 blades. That's probably better in this situation, but that is something I should keep in the back of my mind. I was gonna say, did they analysis paralysis? Are they? Okay, they just went for the strong hit. That's fair. The strong hit and the pip gain. But I'm gonna get a strong hit. Yeah, they took their free hit. This is free damage. Free 2,000 is pretty good. I think I'm gonna do 2,000, but it won't be quite as strong. And then I think we get an ice pit back, because we definitely do want a Chameleon here, but I'm pretty sure they have a strong move that they could do here that would put me in some trouble. But that's what happens when we play a little quirky and we forget to pack weakness counters when we're literally doing a weakness strategy. But this is double buffed. This is incredible. Yeah. And the pip conserve. Okay. Now we'll get death pips again. We have multiple stabilizes and a bubble, so we can slow this way down. They could just Avenging again with damage, and they'd get a pip back for it. But then... Okay, they just went for the Grim. I think, unfortunately, Bubble is my best move. Like, Shield is my best move. I don't know that I have a Shield. I guess weakness is fine. I don't want them to get a Monster Mash or an open anything, really. Oh. So, I'm gonna do that. I could potentially just Chameleon again. It is really good damage. And just keep, like, these as finishers. If he lets me have it, I think I have to take this, even though it's 3 at 35. Oh, my partner is calling me. I will get back to them in a moment. They just infection me again. I guess I'm protected. I feel like I should just take the damage. and then accept the consequences. Because I'm not going to get a better hit than that for a while. But that's a pretty solid hit. And they're still debuffed. Yeah, I can't just not take that. Ooh, that's a finisher if I've ever seen one. That into that, maybe? That into that. But I think we are just going to bubble and stabilize for the rest of this game. So I don't think you need another snack attack. It was very cool, though. I think we bubble first. But then if they use a hit and bubble, I could be in trouble, but I don't think you need that. I have other 4-pip hits in main deck, if absolutely necessary. Honestly, a Dark Surge is what I need. I need him to let me keep a debuff on and then Dark Surge. Or another Gaze. Another Gaze would probably be nice. Okay, we have Infinite Braces, and then, yeah, that's our other 4-pip hit I was talking about. Is this a hit and bubble? Okay, yes, this puts them in a fairly advantageous position. But if I can just pull a tower, a Pyre puts them too low to do any major damage. So I feel like I just want to discard for a shield. And we'll get a life pip. Actually, no. The answer is Starfall. Because it removes a buff and debuffs them. Yeah. And it builds pips. I don't know that I want to spend a pip on a weakness this late in the game. Oh wait, they do have those on, so I could always vamp. Vamp is also an option. So I think I should be discarding for that. And a shield. Okay, they just dug for another... Okay, that's fine. Honestly, totally fine by me. Let's weakness. I think we just get them to a point where they cannot kill me. Stealing a blade if they Gould. Like, this is an incredibly strong hit, but it needs to be kind of open for me to want to do it. I do want to start stabilizing. Is that just a weakness? Okay. We'll stabilize. And then if they monster mash, we weakness swap. And then we're in a really good spot. If they avenging, I think a Gaze puts me in a position to win. Okay. What's the move here? Is it Gaze? Because I think we tank anything. I mean, the ideal thing is to steal that blade, but I don't have the thing that steals that blade. So he let me keep this. I mean, I guess we just impair. Wait, that's Gambit Blades. Yeah, the actual move was Vampire, but we will just remove that. He spent 2 pips. I'm spending 2 pips. I think that's fine. Where's the vampings? I want the vampings. We're like right there, and we have the lead. And they have a little bit of a pip lead and a position lead, but they are running out of time. I should just be able to 2-shot. Okay, that's annoying. Because that is strong. I think we have to Gaze here. Like, we have all these weaknesses on. We need to change the bubble and get rid of some of these weaknesses. Yeah. let's gaze. I think vampires still might be part of this. But we can technically gaze mock if we pip conserve, which we should. But I don't know that that's what's going to happen here. I don't think they're just going to let me have this open Sabertooth that I really want. But this pretty much, this keeps me ahead and takes away the one piece of advantage they have right now. They're technically still ahead on pips, but I think that's a fine move. I better pip conserve though. I'm running pip conserve for that reason. Okay. Okay, we did pull the scales, which is also important. Because that's literally stronger than a Mockenspiel. We have the weakness swap. If they... We are barely ahead, and we are not ahead on pips. Is that just a re-brace? I think we take the Mockenspiel. Yeah, I think we have to. And then we get an ice and a life pip before we do anything. So this is only a brace and a 15 weakness, so this should still do something. This is the most open hit I'm gonna get. Debuffs their next 2 hits. Okay. We can keep spamming stabilize if we need. Is that a snowman? Okay, sure. We still have 2 weaknesses on them, but that definitely means I want to scales them. Especially because they have that myth shield. Yeah, I just need to keep pulling my debuffs, and we should be fine. Life pip. Yeah, I think I want to restabilize, because if they monster mash, then I get to weakness swap and break that shield, or break a shield, and hopefully pip conserve. Negative aura. Okay, we re-brace. Get a death pip. I think a scales is a hit and shield, so if they do that again, we scales. Maybe that's my finisher. Definitely don't think I need that. It's an incredible finisher if I get to the pips, but I just don't know that that's going to happen. Monster Mash, we did expect that. We have the answer for it. I think we're gonna win. Because the scales into an elemental golem should just kill. After we weakness swap. As long as we pip conserve, once again. But yeah, they're in no position to do anything here. So we just get rid of that weakness, put it on them, put them in a very bad spot. Because I'm not... Would I die to a 4-pip Shad in this meta? I don't think so. Well, regardless here, we're going to scales. Well, and we're not dead through the weakness, that's for dang sure. I just meant after. If they did like a ghoul or something, but that's what the scales is for. The scales might just kill under the bubble, but probably not through a brace. Okay, we just make sure we're extra defended, and then we kill him. Yeah, that brace is gone. This should do a lot. And it defends me. They could send the Avenging, but then I think they just die. I think my 4-pip should be plenty. Might want to dig for the side deck 4-pip, but I think I've seen them both. I could vamp to be safe, but that only protects me for a round. Yeah, no. This should easily do that much, but I could vamp into the wand just to be annoying about it. If they like defend themselves here, I think vamp into the wand actually makes sense. But I imagine they're just going for a hit. That doesn't do anything. It like literally does nothing. A vampire would have been much better. I kind of want to kill him with a vampire, but I don't know if it kills. And I don't want to accidentally die on the back. I don't think there's any world where I die on the backswing, but maybe there's a fire hit that kills me here that he has. So I think we just end this. There's no world where they survive. Bubbled golem. Let's go. Incredible. That was a fun game. I did get to steal the blades. It wasn't quite as cheeky as I wanted it to be because I did Spirit Shield, but that was a fun one. GG's, my friend. First time I have PvP'd in a long time. They've got... Oh, okay. They've got a lot of accuracy. They've got accuracy to spare. Probably because they're using the better setup than me. Oh yeah, I can fizzle, by the way. And I've been reported. For what? This is my first game back in 4 months and I get reported. Thanks, bro. That I have a feeling that it was the person I played against. There's nobody sitting here lurking, so GG's.